everyone. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing. Nice to have so many people here this morning due to the fact that we were partying very wild yesterday. So many people woke up, it's good to see that. That's why we have a 10-minute delay, but we will definitely recover it during the breaks. So I would like to just show you this photo because actually 3 of us went running at 7 o'clock this morning. So yeah, they are probably going to arrive a bit later. And I also send you a reminder that tonight we are hosting another, it's not going to be that wild as yesterday, this is just a live band playing blues, so we are not going to sing along. Join us at 8 o'clock at Blues House Riga. I will send you the email with the address, the drinks are on us, there will be snacks, food and everything. So we can close this conference as we have to. Alright, so we dive into the content because we have plenty today, and I have the next moderator here, Dean Rakic, who will kickstart the blockchain, the second blockchain session. So Dean, here you go, and have a lovely day, everyone.
Thank you, and good morning to everyone. I hope we've had a stormy night and ready for today. The first topic this morning will be about challenges and opportunities in the Baltic region. We're talking about the challenges and opportunities, it's a huge story about it. Always when the novel technology appears to the market, we have challenges. But through challenges, we're discovering also the opportunities. And in the Baltic region, for this topic, I have two extraordinary this morning panelists with huge experience, not just a knowledge, but also an experience in this area already. I will welcome Astra, Tikas and Guntars Pupelis to join me this panel.
Hello.
You are comfortable?
Yes.
Thank you, that's fine.
Thank you.
I will try just in a few words to introduce my panelists, but I will let them to introduce themselves a little bit more to know about their knowledge and their experience and what you can expect. Astra, as a founder and a whole member of Internet Native Organization. What is that? And who are you?
Thank you. Good morning to everyone, and happy and honored to be here so early morning. It's a challenge already. Internet Native Organization is NGO, actually. It's not a company. And the approach is the same that OpenAI did. They started as an NGO. They researched, they developed, and they came out with huge success. So this is our goal as well. And what we are doing, we are researching and developing DAO tools, not just like tools which, how to put it? So we take the best out of the decentralized blockchain space, which we call decentralized autonomous organizations. We take the best examples out of that space and we try to put that to the mainstream. And why I'm saying like we are trying to do that, because we are quite young, 8 months right now. And what's the success I can say right now is that we are collaborating with Ministry of Finance in Estonia already. We are building legal wrappers already. So it's all about tech and legal, so many perspectives to go. But yeah, From myself, who am I? I've been to blockchain or crypto space in like 3 years right now, and I started as a officer in crypto startups. Then I joined the Estonian Cryptocurrency Association as a board member. I was working together with them on community matters, organizing a lot of events for crypto companies and other community players in Estonia, as well working with Ministry of Finance to build the new AML Act. What else I can say about me is, yeah, I can sing a bit, yeah.
Yeah, you can sing well.
And
It's proved
yeah.
already.
And I got stuck right now, yeah.
I'm impressed because besides the singing, a lot of experience for such a young lady.
Thank you, thank you. Actually, I wanted to just say that I'm actually very surprised how many ladies we have in this room, and yesterday as well. And I was actually yesterday on stage with, 3 ladies and 1 guy, right? This is cool.
Thank you, Astra. That was extraordinary. Like an introduction. Guntars, good morning and welcome.
Hello, thank you.
As I got written that you are a sales director at EXANTE.
Also, yes.
Also, yes. I saw you have demonstrated a history of working in the capital markets and all that surrounding industry. Can you tell a little bit about yourself and what actually you are doing and why you are in the blockchain?
Yeah. Well, since everybody was partying yesterday, I'll try to make it very brief. But EXANTE is basically one of the pioneers in fintech brokerage industry, and I've been working there for almost 9 years now. Well, we do everything regarding the capital markets, stocks, bonds, futures, options, you name it. But in 2013, we actually were the first ones to jump into this new space. At that time, we made the first Bitcoin fund, which could legally accept euros or dollars and invest in Bitcoin only. That's it, nothing else. There was a lot of scrutiny from regulators, and everybody was, rolling their eyes. But despite that, we raised close to $100 million, and well, you know where the price went. So this is the beginning of our blockchain experience. But after that, we have successfully also invested in different blockchain setups. And the last 3-4 years, we are very closely monitoring the regulatory environment in this space, because in crypto, as we know, crypto and blockchain, 2 different things, but unfortunately for us and for all of society actually, we're not using the benefits of the blockchain because of the crypto, which is a little bit ridiculous.
That's right. We'll talk a little bit later, this regulatory framework.
So yeah, so in short, we are doing licensing, we are doing capital raising and investing into various projects also on the blockchain space.
Excellent. Starting from the opportunities and the challenges actually as a topic, the Baltic region, meaning comprising countries such as Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, has emerged or has been emerged as a thriving hub of a blockchain technology and innovation overall when we're looking from the European perspective. And this ecosystem itself offers numerous opportunities and challenges, especially when we are talking about and researching in the development of the blockchain area and the digital transformation overall. Let's explore actually the opportunities and challenges associated with the Baltic blockchain ecosystem. And from this perspective, I would like to ask Astra, you from your perspective, like a NGO and your experience from different fields in the AML, in the DAOs and everything. Can you elaborate a little bit what are challenges? Because we know that the main challenges about the blockchain that gives to the market is a scalability, infrastructure, security and privacy and so on and so on, but there are much more about it. Can you a little bit explore what could be challenges and of course some opportunities that we can push?
Yeah, that's a very wide and long topic. I tried to give a good short example. So, first of all, the biggest challenge in the blockchain space, and for us and for you also probably, is the people, resources. One thing is that if we use automated tools, we save time and money, right? But we still have to have people who put it together and who have a vision and experience and who are also aligned with the goals. And if we talk about NGOs or business or public sector, usually people want to get paid, right? To do something great. And what I see in Estonia is that a lot of good guys or girls who know how blockchain works or how to build something really cool, they want to get paid nice amounts. So the challenge I see is how to get good people into your team when you don't have so much to offer as from the monetary side. And how Estonia has solved this problem is, for example, we have in Estonia one guy, his position is Chief Data Officer. And what is his role? So next to the this kind of responsibilities with regards to building data projects, putting strategy together for Estonia, for e-Estonia and so on. Next to that, he has also built up the courses in Baltic University, which is, I would say, the most innovative university in Estonia right now. He has built up data science, also decentralized blockchain courses there for the people who want to enter to the very deep, let's say, decentralization or just blockchain space. And the result is such that when the person starts to study that course, he will already get so many job offers from the companies, like guard time, like from all over the world actually, because Baltic is collaborating heavily with Japan and other innovative countries. So this is one way how to go about it, to solve the resources issue. And
is there already existed some talent pool that is built up in this region, so the companies not only from this region but also from other countries can approach to this talent pool and ask for development and such a kind of help in this area, this technology?
Well, as you might understand, nobody wants to make public talent pool to give away the talent. Why should they do this? So, how, like I said, the solution is that they created that. It's of course not like so public, but if you reach the university and ask like, oh, can you recommend us some students? Maybe they want to collaborate, internship, whatsoever. It's possible, yeah, it's possible. And so what's happening already, these new students, they are building blockchain solutions. So, and I can give you one example, like one of my teammates who is a board member of INO also is building easy feedback token. From the name you can understand what kind of problem it's trying to solve, right? And his experience is 5 years in blockchain space, but he's doing like an amazing job already.
Yeah, that's fine. Guntars, probably you can also add a little bit on this point because you are more from the practice side, directly in the industry, and the education and everything that happens in the last few years, especially in this region, bring us an awareness and how the adoption actually from this education and the knowledge comes to the experience from your perspective.
Yes, thank you. Well, I completely agree with Astra that it's all about education. Also, not only for potential employees or project managers, but also for regulators and old-time bankers and so on, you know. But in our experience, well, we have a rather big team. We have around close to 1,000 people globally. So of course it's very challenging to make to find the talent. But I have this mentality that you should make your product and your offering and your kind of present yourself to the public in such a way where the talent finds you is the best case scenario, right? There's a lot of, so to say, fake experts, obviously, because when the charts are green, everybody is an expert, you know. But when the charts are red, then it's a little bit different story. But I'm actually very interested in this university program that you talk about, because Latvians, as usual, although I love my country, a little bit behind Estonia in this space, and you know, in fintech also, I think that if there will be some program that is kind of globally mentored from a strong jurisdiction and then taken piece by piece applied to each jurisdiction, like in Europe, it's rather simple, you know.
That means we need a more collaboration in this area, because everyone has a best knowledge in this area and appears on the market. Yes, our technology and our knowledge is the novel and the best one. That means we need more collaboration, especially in this small region, to make it up a step forward. You mentioned already that you made your company actually involved in the startups, and according to the knowledge and the education and the looking for the talents and searching talents, what's about the startup culture and the innovation from your perspective, from the practical experience?
Well, if we talk about the Baltic region, unfortunately we were hit badly by the banking crisis, so to say, and then we were hit also badly in regards to some geopolitical, let's say, aspects, because in America or Australia we're still considered Russia, for example. They don't really differentiate Baltic states, or, you know. But all of this, of course, gives us bigger challenge to get this talent here or to raise our own talent. So the talent, usually the startup culture is this: they try to raise some money here, they fail, and then they go elsewhere and they stay there. So this is the culture in Baltic states, unfortunately. But of course we have some tools to bring them back, but for this we need proper, again, both education and regulatory framework, because this is something we are missing now. And until the regulators and the big guys sitting in their big chairs, decision makers, they are afraid of this because they don't understand this completely, you know. So maybe they will change to younger generation and this will happen.
Yes, also, maybe you can add something about of this point, how to make a collaboration much better.
It's actually already happening, not in big scale, but for example, definitely one thing is NGOs, all these kind of crypto associations, blockchain associations in Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. And as the we are kind of competing, right, always, who will get the most of the revenue from the clients, right? But the collaboration is happening in that way, especially after the crypto regulation came very strong in Estonia. We started to collaborate more with Latvian and Lithuanian associations to invite these people to Estonia, to get Estonian experience to Lithuania, especially. With Latvian is like less collaboration, I would say, but from the public sector side, Ministry of Finance and supervisors are also collaborating. What I wanted to have here is what is actually happening in Estonia is how we are solving the problem right now. Is, for example, NFT Tallinn was happening, and one of the side events was the policy making event for all the crypto companies or whatsoever companies who work with blockchain or innovative tools. And what was happening in this 3-4 hour meeting was that the company owners, they were sharing their experience and their knowledge on the space and how to go about it. And the regulators were listening, applauding, I would say. It's a beginning. It's of course not like very deep discussion, like the regulator will say, oh, we will totally support you. No, it's not going to happen. But this is how it has to begin always. And then contacts will be more deep, right? You will see the people actually in your room. Because in Estonia it was this problem that if the space is so innovative and the public sector gets afraid of, oh my god, these guys are scammers. They're like doing some crypto business. Oh, we have to just tax them heavily, you know. This was the attitude some years ago. So I think that last year in Estonia was very crucial when we did this community events for crypto companies. So what happened? Before that, companies were kind of alone. They felt bad because they were not included in the public sector and also in the community. They were more like competitors to each other. So if we started to do community events and got all the people in the same room, they started to drink red wine together. They started to drink white wine together. They danced, had a lot of fun, and the result is that they are collaborating daily. Competitors are collaborating. And they are not collaborating against the public sector, but together the public sector. And they're inviting public sector out to the meetings and so on. And one very interesting discussion that I had with Minister of Finance also last week is related to how to solve this problem that if the public sector wants to be innovative but doesn't have enough resources. And they have actually some people who they can afford, but let's say they don't have money, but they want to do something. And the company wants to also solve the problem. So what we are trying to gain there is that from the decentralized perspective, to build up projects which are built on blockchain that will work as decentralized autonomous organization. Let's say there is a problem to solve, some kind of research problem. People come together, there is a working group, and the governance is solved on blockchain. And let's say some company who is interested to solve this kind of problem, together with public office, they will give the money for this project. And NGOs and the public sector people will get paid literally from this resources. So this kind of model we are bringing, taking out from the DAO space and putting back to the mainstream, we can say. And why is it so special? Because, come on, working group, this is nothing new, right? But the problem is that if you work together with the government, there is always this feeling of corruption and less transparency. And the question is always, oh, how did you get there? Like, do you know someone? Like, someone is your friend? Or? So the idea is to bring more transparency so that companies, NGOs, the society can actually get closer to the regulator. So this is what we're trying to solve.
That's nice. That means that is already a step forward, and I hope that in the future the lawyers, actually, the people from justice overall, will be in demand, but with a technical knowledge about some novel technology. We have various ecosystems, various industries in this area, but between the implementation and adoption, we are still, okay, so to say, on the point of regulatory and licensing. Guntars, from your experience, what did you approach when you were asking or dealing with the licenses and regulatory frameworks? What it looks like in the Baltic region, because you are pretty involved here, and collaborating outside of the Baltic region with the Europe and the worldwide, because you already have an experience dealing with other countries. Is it here something that is promising or could be used as an example for some other countries to be adopted?
Thank you. Yeah, well, again, I agree with Astra from the standpoint that actually making a true DAO, properly making it, is the ultimate kind of goal, is the best situation. But unfortunately, the reality is different because you need to touch the classical money and you touch the classical framework and so on. So this is the miscommunication there. But I have actually a very practical case very recently. One of our recent projects, they tried to apply here in Latvia for, we have this government agency, Altum, which is basically a bank for startups. And we applied, they applied for a loan there. They had their own money, they had proper technology, everything that they wanted to show, and they wanted to increase on that. And it got rejected just because, and this is the actual quote unquote, because we don't deal with crypto projects. Which was actually not even a crypto project, it was tokenization platform, you know. So unfortunately the reality is that it's very difficult to, as Astra mentioned, get all the needed tools to launch successful project here. So anyway, again, they'll look outside and try to find something else. But in this regard, also a good experience I can say about Estonia again, because Lithuania, as far as I know, doesn't have any crypto regulation, and even banks that we are dealing, if they read on our website that we offer anything related to crypto investment, they block our accounts immediately. Lithuania is the most toughest place, I would say. Latvia, 50-50. In Estonia is a little bit better situation, but I just want to end this sentence by appreciating that actually the regulator gave about, I think, 1,500 licenses, which is actually registrations, not licenses in Estonia, for crypto companies. And now there's less than half left, because the issue here is that, again, scammers are able to use this because there's no proper regulation. That's why they are in, and they are, you know, basically making life very difficult for all of us. And that's why the people in government say, oh, you all are scammers, you know, which is not true, of course.
Yeah, of course. And related to this, because as I already imagine that the Astra is laughing a little bit on this, this is a part of collaborating between actual technology and regulatory. Do you have any thoughts about it? How to solve it? Do you have any idea, probably? There just a mica or something that appears like a regulatory paper enough to go through and to connect to disparate world?
Like previously, and thank you for the positive comments about Estonia. You actually were more positive in your feedback, because the situation is not so good actually, because the licenses were actually 2,000 crypto licenses were there like 2 years ago, and we can say that 70% of money that were moved around actually came from Russia or went to Russia. So it was a heavy place for money laundering, and yes, the regulator was right in that sense. And if they started to collect the data from the crypto companies, everybody went crazy. Oh my God, GDPR will protect us, and all these reflections were there. But today the situation is that we have approximately 100 companies waiting for the licenses. Some of them are already approved, and they are really cool companies. So Estonia is, I would say, the most strongest crypto regulated company right now in the world, and it's a big beginning, I think, because they who will stay as compliant companies, if they will have enough money, if their strategy is good, means a good future for them. But when it comes to how to solve this issue again, is again trust. If you work in innovative space, what is your strategy? How to go about it? You should not talk about crypto, you should not talk about complicated, like, oh my God, we are doing this on blockchain. I mean, this can be your sales point for some partnerships, right? But if you want to get adoption, you want to get new people on board from the regulator side or from the community itself, you should talk about solutions and simple user cases, like what we are actually doing and why you should use us, why you should collaborate. And the other side of the trust, again, is that meet people on site, if possible. Shake their hands, drink wine if needed. It's not that you're convincing someone, no, it's an energy game. And if you see the person who's sitting next to you, you will understand if the person wants to scam you or not, right? I mean, at least this is my experience. And I mean, learning psychology will also help. And if we talk about regulators, they are all human beings in the end. So meeting with them, sharing your knowledge and experience and the goal that you actually want to do. If you want to scam around, if you want to hack the legal opportunities somehow, let's say you have a security token, or but you don't want to get the license because you don't want to pay for that, and you will hack somehow there, then in that case be ready that you might be challenged at some point. You will have problems maybe after some years because, yeah, blockchain is trackable.
Of course, that's the point of having a blockchain technology overall to go through. And misconception between blockchain itself and derivative part of a crypto in this story is something that should be, as you mentioned, to collaborate and explain to each other, to know that the crypto is not, as I mentioned, yes, it's not so dirty from this. There are some points of the cryptos that doing pump and dump and everything that else, but there are still tools and enough knowledge that we can survive from this area. Guntars mentioned, and also Astra, several times the word scam. I'm very interested about that, because the scamming is not only in this region, it's worldwide nowadays when, yes, the blockchain and the crypto is still novel technology. A few years, maximum 10 or 12 years, is not such a huge part of the history and is evolving over the night. The company appears and startups on the market in the whole European Union, worldwide, with such innovative technologies. We are the best, we are better. How to recognize a scammer? Is there, from your experience, any insights about that? What does scammers looks like in this region?
You want to start?
I have a lot to say about scammers.
Same.
No, you begin, please.
Okay, so maybe I can begin with sharing my experience. So if you are into compliance a bit even, then you understand more. I mean, if we talk about money laundering and anti-money laundering, then before you enter that space, if person doesn't know anything about money laundering, then what is the thought that the person has in his mind or her mind is that, oh, if I will enter this space, and I will start to work there as, let's say, AML officer, I can save the world. This is how people think before they enter to this kind of positions. And this is also what I was thinking about. Oh, I want to do this job because I want to save the world from money laundering, right? And then you get into the space and you understand, oops. It's not possible because I'm just a tool there. I'm just a small person who can too much because then most of the money is laundered in the very high levels. And the job of the anti-money laundering officer is actually just going through transactions maybe which are quite small. This might be your reality working as an AML officer. So, and I 2 years ago, or was it a year ago? Sorry, when I decided to attend Crypto Expo at Dubai, like a huge huge festival of projects, I would say. What happened there? At least 100 boxes of companies. Everybody's selling their products to investors. It was free to attend event for some of the attendees, and I went through at least 80 boxes during the 2 days, and I asked questions like, oh, do you have a license? Oh, do you have an AML officer? What is your product? What are you actually doing? Do you use blockchain? how you assess risks. These kind of questions I asked, and some of the projects had beautiful ladies, you know, short skirts.
But
Not
full of
knowing
risk.
anything about
But
the
full
project.
of risk in the whole area.
No, absolutely no risk. Just you know, buy our NFT and buy our token because it's gonna raise like in 2 weeks. We're gonna launch. I mean, this was the thing, you know. And so what? How many companies had license there? It was approximately 10, I would say. And my goal there was to get some good projects to Estonia, to the stage, to take part of some events, get some speakers, maybe get some clients to offer them Estonian crypto license. To be very honest, I didn't find so many people from there. So, and this is an example of what's happening still in the world. We here think that we are solving some problems in AML or, I mean, KYC, GDPR, this kind of. We're talking about this, regulations and all, but that's Dubai. I mean, right now, definitely there, I mean, Dubai right now is implementing also AML law, we can say. Now they are doing this, but still, Russian money is there, Islam money is there. This is the port for scammers, and it's gonna stay for a while.
Actually, the whole world goes to Dubai nowadays.
But yeah, what makes this a company a scam from the legal perspective? I mean, what I've experienced also is, my question always is that this is very complicated because, okay, one thing is that you have beautiful ladies. Other thing is that you're having a website but no license and everything is fake, people's faces are fake. This is, of course, very obvious scam. But the other kind of a scam, for me, is exactly some kind of startup who is promising something and that they will deliver. Please invest into us and we will deliver. They're promising, and this is how the startup works because they have a mindset. Okay, we want to do it. Please just invest in us. For example, our NGO INO, the same. We want to research and develop the ecosystem of decentralization, decentralized blockchain. But can you trust me? If I'm promising that I'm doing this, please invest money into us. We are NGO. Am I a scammer if I'm promising? Because I really want to do that. But what if I get sick after 1 year and nothing is done? Or what if, I don't know, war comes to Estonia? I mean, but so this thing is there, promising too much. You have to be careful with promising. And another perspective is also legal perspective. If you are saying to the client something, for example, that please invest into our token, and you will get dividends, for example, and this is not legally solved, and you have this lawyer mindset, and you see that there is a gap, I would call it a scam as well, because you're promising to the client something which is not legal actually. It's not legally solved, even though you might be paying this dividends out, but legally you are not compliant.
Yeah, thanks. That's for what. That was very insightful, and because we are already at the end of this session, maybe you can add just a few words and sentence about this scamming topic, because it's really interesting that the Astra introduced.
To all of the lovely scammers, you know, I want to say that the karma will get back to you, but if we talk seriously, there's a lack of regulation still in the world, because when you saw Bitcoin at 65, then everybody wanted to make regulation for crypto. But what they did was actually make a way for the scammers to scam more easily. The same with Estonian licenses, you know, why there's so little amount of them left. So our experience also is, for example, Malta, where we have brokerage license, is the same as Dubai in grey list right now. But at the same time, it's a ridiculous actually situation, because they have a proper licensing there, one of the very few in the world. The same regulator who is licensing brokerage companies, licensing also crypto companies, and it's called Virtual Financial Asset Provider, VFA. So we got this for one of the recent projects recently, we got this status. It took us 1.5 years. They're checking everything, developers, compliance officers. They are doing tests for compliance specifically. One compliance officer didn't pass because she didn't answer a few simple questions. Then they changed the compliance and so on. So this is very long time. After that, what they do, the soft cap, in this case it was almost $1 million in Ether, it's being locked, so everybody can check on blockchain, it's actually locked. Then, of course, is the team. I'm talking about how to avoid scam now, yeah. So it's the regulation is only one thing. Then is the team, of course, real people with real LinkedIn profiles, real experiences. So, and then it's the actual, the project what they're doing, how they are raising money. If they're telling you to send just to some wallet or some offshore account, of course it's a scam. You know, you need to be very careful where to put your money because the scammers are literally everywhere, you know. And because of them, I have this comparison. You know, blockchain is kind of like technology right now. If you had technology to make any drug possible in the world, which can cure cancer, for example, you know, but just some doctors are making cocaine or heroin, why should everybody suffer because of them, right? So, but to finish this, it's actually government's responsibility. So the ball is on their side. The market is alive. We used to be almost 3 trillion market, you know, market cap. So everything is there. Technology is there. People are there. Not a lot, but still. There are people from the government who start to understand this. But I think the solution, the only solution, is to make between all the Baltic states, to make well, it couldn't be a ministry, but to make some legal entity, which is not also like an NGO or similar, but that has some authority to push through legislation and to push through new banking rules and to make a bank for actually crypto companies. Well, not like Silvergate maybe, but in the States, but you know. So this is the only way.
A kind of initiative that we can call from this point and actually to foster a collaboration, because without that there is no space for a new business models in this area.
Exactly, yeah.
And are we finishing time? Yes, yes, Astra.
Yeah, thank you, and sorry. Just because we are working on this actually, so I just want to give you this information out. So what we're working on is legal, I don't know, we can call it legal DAO also, but legal internet native organization is actually the correct word here. And what we are doing is we are putting together the working group of different law partners, law firms. This is the first step. And we are creating legal wrappers, first beginning from Estonia, for internet native organizations, for decentralized autonomous organizations, which doesn't have to be always 100% decentralized. And literally it means that right now we have this risk in the market, the same risk that was with crypto companies. Crypto companies came, they did something nobody understood, and they got very bad reputation, right? And now DAO boom is happening, decentralized autonomous organization boom. Companies are heavily using this conception. They are scamming people, they're promising something, and they are misusing the concept. So we want to save the concept before it goes very bad. So creating these legal wrappers together, this is the first goal of this working group, but the second goal of that is if the next problem comes, the lawyers are already there, they are part of the DAO, they are connected with their private wallet address to the organization, there is a money pool, decisions are made on blockchain, governance is there, it's transparent, it is a working group which is absolutely transparent, and people can join us, can join that if the members, the old members will confirm. So this is one solution to go about that.
That's a great initiative, as I can see. Maybe we can copy paste it in other regions. So like an initiative, because there is a still place first for collaboration and then to make a successful business in this area, in this market. Obviously, we can chat a little bit more deeper and wider on these topics, but the space is already run out, and I wish to thank you for this really, really deep and experienced and very shareable knowledge that you experience, actually shares with us. Thank you for this.
Thank you for inviting, and thank you everyone for coming. Sharing is caring, so thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.